Good morning, good morning. Doing a bit of work this morning, but I'm actually going to be logging out early today for like a half day, which I'm so excited about. Like, I feel like I rarely do this. And the reason why I'm taking a half day today is because Juan and I are actually going to go down to Mount Rainier and do like a hike, but it takes 2 hours to drive there, 2 hours to drive back, and then the loop itself of what we're going to be doing, I think, is like 3 hours or so. So yeah, it needs a majority of a day, and we just didn't want to do it on the weekend because it's typically like really busy down there. So we thought like maybe we would have better luck with doing it during the weekday. So I'm really looking forward to it, but I'm trying to like wrap up some things with work right now. There's like this release and things that I need to get out. So I'm trying to work on getting that done so that I'm leaving work in like a good spot before just like piecing on out for the day. I definitely need to finish getting ready. I need to get my outfit together. We need to pack like some snacks and water, things for not only like the trip down, but then also for like the hike. So a few things to do before we leave. So I'm gonna get to doing all that, and then like the next clip, you're gonna see us either on our way or at Mount Rainier. Oh, so excited. We've made it, babe. We've made it. That was quite the drive. Took many hours to get here, and then the park entrance was a little backed up as well. But we're in, and we're doing the Skyline Trail. It's just a loop, so you can do clockwise, counterclockwise. Not a bad view in any direction, that's for sure. Shower to like wash my hair and shave, after my workout. That felt incredible. But another work day, and I've been sitting here working. I've been also trying to get my animals, my to-do list all organized. I feel like I have so much up in my head and I want to like write it all down and try to organize it a bit just to feel like a sense of relief that I have like a grasp on things. I think that that's in a good spot. Okay, so yesterday, because I didn't even get on here to talk about Mount Rainier after the fact. Mount Rainier is beautiful. I cannot believe that I have never been. Yes, I've lived here my whole life and I've never been to Mount Rainier. I've talked about this though, like I feel like wherever you live, you don't really explore, because any opportunity I have to take time off, I want to leave my state, right? But it was such a beautiful day yesterday. Oliver, I need to clip Oliver's nails. He was putting his claws into my rug. Not to scratch it, but like he does it to stretch. Anyway, but yeah, yesterday was such a beautiful day and it was a great opportunity to go. Today is like raining and gross. So it was like the last like really nice day. Apparently everybody else had the exact same idea because it took an hour to even get into the park. Okay, so I had no idea what it was all about, but obviously Mount Rainier, come to think of it, is obviously like a massive national park. And so you have to go through an entrance first, and the entrance had 2 booths, 2 lines, that's it. And yeah, it took over an hour of just like sitting in line and slowly moving forward to cross and enter the park. And then once you're in, it took like another 30 minutes to drive to where the specific hike was. So this was Skyline Trail, and it was just like a loop of about 5.5 miles or something like that. It's completely paved, and there's parts of it that have just like gravel, but the whole thing has asphalt, so kind of nice. And it was like very well maintained, and like the drive to get there was absolutely beautiful. Man, Juan and I want to spend like a couple of days there. They had like little inns and cabins and stuff that's like in the park too. Oh, such a good time. So I definitely recommend it. We would love to spend more time there next time, but because it took us like 3.5 hours to get there, and then obviously 2 hours back, we didn't want to leave Gray alone for too long. So we kind of cut a lot of it short. So next time we'll spend more time there. But since I took a half day yesterday, today's gonna be just like a full-on work day. I'm gonna be sitting here for many hours to come, just tackling a bunch of work. I wanted to take a mini break right now, just kind of like stretch my legs since I've been sitting here for a few hours, and I've been looking at the mess that is in my office, and I figured, let's clean my office together. And then I'm also cleaning Gray's bed, so let me move it from the washer to the dryer. She threw up a few times today, and she threw up in her bed, and then she threw up on my bath mat, so I also need to go clean that too. What is happening? But it's gonna be a nice, productive, hopefully chill day, just at home getting things done, so it should be good. I may have just like moved around the mess in my office. No, I feel like I did clean up a ton and I like hung up a ton of things, but I like moved a ton of the things that was like on the chair to the ground. That pile is like a mix of either things I need to return, things I need to decide if I want to keep, things for like hauls. So yeah, that requires a little bit more organization. So I just put it right there to at least free up a chair. But what I realized is I have this box full of Pura scents, and I need to go around and replace them because they are all low. So I love white tea and Sweet Grace. So I could just replace another white tea. It's like very fresh. It's nice. Let's just go super fresh up here. So I'm gonna do Linens and Surf and white tea. Both are from the Pura brand directly. I absolutely love this because it's all just like through the app, like change them out, and you can create like a full-on schedule for them. Put a timer, different like strengths with the fragrance too. Like it's pretty cool. So I have one here, and then I have one in the kitchen. I have one in the entryway. I do have one in my office. I think that's it. This one is done. Let's figure out the scents for the other ones. So I got this new Nest one for holiday. Should I save this? Oh, that smells so good. Until it's like November, December, probably. I have some like fresh ones, like citrus, so maybe I should try to use some of these up. Ooh, Fraser Fir, that one's gonna be nice for November. Grapefruit. I also love the Volcano Capri Blue ones. This is like a staple that I always reorder. I also put these on a subscription, so I get like 6 or so sent to me every single month. All right, I have way too many white teas, so I'm definitely gonna use this one in like every single one of the locations. I'll use one of the Volcanoes. I have a fir and grapefruit one. This smells nice. I'm gonna put that in the kitchen. Honeycrisp Oakwood. That one's, ooh, I like that one. I feel like I need to reorder that one. That one feels very fall, so we're gonna use that one as well. I also have the citron one and another grapefruit one. This pretty much lasts like a month. So I just have to do this once a month. Yeah, I'll go with those. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna take these to the other locations and swap them all out. When I was downstairs swapping out the fragrances, I had this package at the door and I was like, you know what? I want to try that on right now. It's from Aritzia. This little vest in this gray color. This is actually really pretty. It's like form-fitting and then it has like these little clasps too. Cleavage is out and full display, but this might be like a really cute going out top, especially if you just want to like pair it with jeans. I think that would be really cute. Okay, I love this. And I got this in a 00 for a size reference and it fits very form-fitting. So perhaps size up if like you want a little bit more room, or maybe true to size if you want it to be snug. Love it. Okay, I have a little bit of a Skims, like intimates haul. This stuff was underneath the entire pile that I had on my chair and I almost forgot about this, but I had to share because these are my favorite bras. I feel like it's the #1 question I get is what bra do I wear underneath all of my tops because it just looks so seamless. So I am gonna share it with you. So I only had 2 of these Skims bras. They are, I think, part of like the Naked collection. I discovered them through doing a collaboration with Skims and they have been my favorite bra that I've like ever worn because they are really seamless. It's way better than the Fits Everybody ones that is also another favorite of mine, but I'm starting to lean away from them because 1, they're not as seamless, and 2, I just need to replace all of mine. I've had them all for like over 5 years and they're starting to like pill and look a little gross. So I was like, you know what? I need more of like these Naked bralettes. So I got more colors and I'm so excited about them. So there's 2 different versions that I like. One is more of like a square neckline and more coverage, and the other is like a plunging V. And so that's actually a good point. The Aritzia top that I just had on, I have the plunging one on, so I can still wear a bralette with it, but like you can't see it. But I only have that one in black and that's the one I'm wearing right now. So then I wanted to get it in like a skin color. That way if I wear any whites or any lighter color stuff, it'll just be like easy enough to blend. What are you doing up there? It's like a new thing. He never really got on that windowsill, but he's like figured out the way. But you can just see all of like the seams are so flat and it just sits against your body flush. These plunging ones, they don't come with any padding in them, but then the other one that I'll show you in a second comes with removable padding. But they are fully adjustable, and I love that these have a standard like bra clasp on the back that fits everybody. Ones that I wear, it's just like a pull-on style, but I really like these with like the clasp. And then I get these in the same size that I get that fits everybody, which is a size small. So we got the plunge, and then more of like the square neckline ones that I love. It's this one. So I got this one in 3 colors. This is one of the colors that I already own, but because I wear it so much, I wanted to get it again. So this is the one where it has like slits to remove the padding that it comes with it. I don't like to wear it with the padding, but this is just like full coverage in the front. It hits in the perfect spots, adjustable, all that good stuff. So this is in the color Clay, and then I finally got it in black. I've been wearing this one a lot, so it might be a little bit dirty, or maybe they call this Onyx. And then I got this Jasper colored one, kind of like a light brown. I just thought it was really, really pretty. So yeah, those are my bras. Those are my daily bras. And I'm so excited that I've just finally got them in more. Yes. So there's one more thing that I did decide to get while I was on the website. I was looking at their underwear, and I wanted more of like seamless underwear from Skims. My favorite type of underwear is like the seamless one, but it's from Victoria's Secret. And because I love Skims so much, I was like, okay, well, they have to have the seamless option, because I have the cotton thongs, and then I also have the Fits Everybody thongs, and those are like my favorite, but you can still see the seams. So my Victoria's Secret ones I wear with like my leggings and stuff, but I wanted to, yeah, see if Skims had a seamless option, and they do. So I got 3 of them. This is from the same line as the bralettes. It's like a naked version. This is so funny. What are you doing? So they had a deal of getting 3. So I got it in black, I got it in this color, and then I also got it in one more, but I wore them, so they're dirty right now. And I got these all in a size extra, extra small. I think I would have preferred to size up in these to a size extra small, although I'm gonna wear these. These are just fine in the extra, extra small. And the reason is because they are very, very stretchy, but I'm wondering if the size extra small will give like more room right here. This does not fully cover my like crotch area, so they're not the most comfortable. I don't know if I can like recommend these, because I feel like I'm adjusting them quite a bit when I did wear that one. So yeah, I was wondering if I got a larger size, if there would have been like more room right here in this. I don't know though. But I have them, and I'm gonna keep them because they charge a fee if you try to return anything. So I'll wear them. But that's the whole mini Skims Intimates haul. I'll link all this stuff down below for you guys. I'm gonna make a little smoothie for lunch. I got out a bunch of ingredients here. I'm just gonna do a smoothie that you guys have seen before. It's my go-to one when I do decide to do one. I'm gonna use oat milk as a base here. Got some cinnamon, some protein powder. It's vegan, unflavored. It's really good. A little bit of flaxseed. Scoop. And I'm gonna put honey in it, just as like a little bit of a sweetener. Juan and I got some local honey. It's like our neighbor, essentially. They were selling their own honey. They had like beehives, and we got to try the different honeys that he makes. And they're so flippin' good. I'm so mad that it's like seasonal, obviously. So I'm trying to see if we can get this to like last a little bit. This one is blackberry blossom honey. So it's one from like an August harvest. But then we also got another honey. This one's like a lot lighter than the other one. And this is a July harvest. And I guess this was like the first harvest. So as you can see, like as the harvests continue, it just gets darker and darker, but it's delicious. I love this one for my matcha and for teas and stuff, but I want to try this one in my smoothie. The ultimate local. It's so cool. Ooh, let's taste it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna give this a good little mix, pre-mix. Whoops. You obviously don't need to do that step, but I have found that helps blend everything a whole lot faster if I do that. I've had this spinach for a minute, so I'm hoping it's still good. We'll go with it. So we're just gonna do quite a bit of spinach here. And then one frozen banana. Made a quick run to the grocery store to do like an order pickup. Okay, so just a few things that I wanted to get, mainly spinach for my smoothies so I can make more. But then while I was like creating this order pickup, I was like, you know what sounds good right now for lunch instead of a smoothie is doing like the cucumber thing that I was doing for a minute. I haven't done it in a few weeks, so I was like, yes, that sounds amazing. So I got things for that, namely green onions. I really like green onions with that. I have a couple of cucumbers already in the refrigerator, but I decided to get one more just in case I wanted to do it again, like in the next few days. Juan needed more bananas. These are very green. And more bread as well. He likes to have toast every morning. Got some more soy sauce for the cucumber salad that we'll be doing. More cream cheese for Juan, and I've been really into mac and cheese lately, so I got a few boxes of that. And then of course, restocking on my oat milk. Go through it pretty quickly because of my matcha lattes, but also having cereal in the morning. And I got things, you guys, to do like my pasta salad. It sounded so good, and I was like, okay, maybe I can do that tomorrow or something like that, like make it and then it could be my lunch for a few days, you know? So I got the pasta, the Italian dressing, red onion, bell pepper, cheese, and some cherry tomatoes. I have some of the other things that this recipe calls for, but I needed to restock on that. And then just these taquitos because they're really good. I'm pretty excited about this. Okay, so I'm gonna have a jar and I'm gonna eat it out of this. I've discovered that like eating it out of like these tall skinny jars has been best versus like a bowl. The guy that like had all these recipes going viral, what is his name, Logan, he was onto something with using like a tall glass like this. It's so much better because of all like the juices and stuff. It helps to like really marinate all of the cucumbers. So let's use the mandolin to slice up the cucumber. I'm gonna use this entire thing of green onion. I'm just gonna use scissors to cut it up so that way it's faster. Nice. Soy sauce. All of it's kind of a guess, but I do know that soy sauce you use more of than everything else. Some sesame oil, fish sauce, some rice vinegar, some MSG, kind of like a pinch of sugar. You can use fresh garlic, but I just like to use the minced garlic from Trader Joe's. I do kind of a bit of that. And something that I think is kind of like the star of the show is using this Trader Joe's crunchy chili onion like sauce. It's so good. And that's it, guys. I'm gonna put the lid on, give it a nice shake. Sealed in. All right, let's test it. Bomb. Well, there's lunch. Bon appetit, guys. Currently prepping my nails to put on like a new set of false nails. So I cleaned up like my cuticles and stuff like that. I just need to file like the surface, but it's time, guys. It's time for my fall nails. I am so looking forward to this right now. I'm putting on like this deep chocolate pear that we made together in one of my last videos. Go check that out if you want to see like how I make my own press-on nails at home. The quality of these is amazing. They hold up so well. So well, in fact, that you can even like save these and reuse them again. You just have to clean off the back. So I took off my purple nails that I had before, and the back starts to look like this. So you just need to take one of those little nail drills and clean that out. And then yeah, just put it in like a box like this or a bag or something and save them for another time. I'm gonna save those for the springtime. So what I need to do is file the top of all of my nails right now, just to create some to create something that the glue can stick onto and help like the nail stay on and not like pop off within a couple of days. I'm still gonna go in with just like my normal nail glue that I always use, although I had a recommendation from you guys since I switched over to using Gel X nails and I'm using them as like press-on nails. One of you guys recommended using like UV glue. I don't know much about it. I did buy it, but I feel like I need to look more into it first before committing to using it, because something about it, I guess, is supposed to make the nails last longer. But like, I don't know, I don't want them to last like so long, you know what I mean? And like where it rips off like my nail in an unhealthy way if I wanted to take off the press-on nail, you know what I mean? So yeah, I just like want to look into it a little bit more, because this stays on a good amount just as is with the glue that I use. I can get a couple of weeks out of it, and I feel like that's pretty good. So at that point, I'm kind of over it and either wanting a different color or I want to be without nails for like a few days, you know? So wipe off the dust there. Okay, cool. Do I need to cut my nails? Let's cut them a little bit shorter. Okay, sweet. Now I need to dry them out. Moisture makes it so the nails don't stay on for like long periods of time. So you want to make sure that your nails are really dry. And then even after this, you have to make sure that you don't like wash your hands and wet them for like a few hours, just to like really ensure that the glue adheres for like a prolonged period of time. So what I use is like alcohol prep pads, but then I also have a nail prep dehydrator. So I kind of just do both. I double down. And then how I apply it is I start from the outside and I work my way to my index finger and my thumb. So we're just gonna do that. And then you also want to apply it at like a 45-degree angle at the cuticle. And then after a minute, then you press it fully down on the nail. That's to help it so it doesn't create like that gap and bubble at the base where like your hair can get stuck in it and stuff. Ooh, this is gonna be pretty. Okay, I'm just gonna put all of these on really quickly. All right, got the nails on, all in our chocolate glory for October. Perfect fall vibes. I'm so excited about these. Okay, guys, there's something we need to do right now, and we need to do a September book recap. All of the books that I read for the month of September. I always talk about them in like every single vlog, so this is just kind of like a summary of all of the books in one spot. But of course, I do use Goodreads. I love Goodreads. If you guys want to follow me on Goodreads and like see what I'm reading more in real time, definitely go over there. September was a bit insane for me. I read 10 books this past month. I have to take like a deep breath for that, because that's like the most amount of books that I've ever read in a month. And then in some years, the most amount of books that I've ever read in a year. I keep like blowing myself away with just like how insane this book obsession is getting. It is seriously such like a positive outlet for me, and it brings me so much joy. So I've just been like really leaning into it so much more like these past couple of months, let alone like this whole year. But in no means, this is like not a competition. It's not to see what's the most amount of books that you can read in a year. Like if you read one book in a year, like that's totally fine. I just got a little crazy this past month, okay? Didn't I, Gray? So I'm gonna go in order of when I read them throughout the month. So at the beginning of September, I finished up the Powerless series. So I read Reckless, then also the novella Powerful. Lauren Roberts just like takes your heart and just drops it on the ground and like smashes it with your foot, you know? This book was completely my undoing. The build up, the slow burn, the angst, the tension, everything that just has been building since Powerless, like, you get like a little bit of a release with this one, but not like as much as I would want. That is satisfying, and plus it ends in not necessarily like a cliffhanger, kind of. It just makes you want the next book in the series so flippin' bad, but it's not coming out until like early next year. So I'm just gonna live in my misery until then. But Kai, the male main character in this book, he is just delicious. And Pei, the female main character, she is everything and more. I love the relationship. I love the growth. This book was really important for the progression of their relationship more than anything else. But I need justice. I need justice for Kai, you know? And then Powerful, I read this last, mostly because I didn't know that it existed. So I knew what was gonna play out in this book, but it takes a character from the first book, like the female main character's best friends, and it's told from her point of view, but then also like another love interest. And if you know the way like the first book ends, like you already know like what's going to be unfolded in this book. So it just like, it hurts so much more just seeing all of like the series of events and things going on in her own worlds that weren't mentioned in the first book. That just has everything so devastating. This is like the greatest heartbreak. And then I dove back into the Lords series for 2 more books. After these 2, I was like, okay, I need a little bit of a break from dark romance. This is intense. If you know the Lords series, you know what I mean. The Ritual is the first one, I think probably like the most popular, but there's like so many books in the series now. I think there's like 6 or something now. So The Sinner is the second book. I would have to say this is like 3.5 stars for me. Like this was seriously dark, like another level dark that I wasn't sure if I could get on board with, honestly. All of the trigger warnings in all of these books are so real, but this one, it's just like, it wasn't my cup of tea. I feel like the female main character, she was just degraded a little too much for my liking. And then Sin, the male main character, I appreciate his protectiveness, but he definitely has questionable standards. Something about like the plots of these books, like they definitely keep me very intrigued. So for that, I would say it was like 3.5 stars. And then I read The Sacrifice next. Woo! Girls, I didn't think anybody could top Riot. Riot is the male main character from the first book, The Ritual, but Tyson in this book, holy hell. I absolutely fell in love with him. I fell in love with his story. He was also a character that was mentioned in the first 2 books, and man, he just did not disappoint at all. He definitely has like this soft side to him, and he is so thoughtful. I absolutely loved it. And then Lake, who is the female main character in this, like she really showed strength and resilience and really like stood up for herself. So I love that. So yeah, love this one. I'm gonna go semi out of order because the next books after this one, it's all in a series, but I did put this one in the middle of it, which is Heartless Hunter. This was our first book club book, and it was so much fun to read this along with you guys. We talked about it in detail, and I loved the discussion that we had around this book as well. But man, I need an apology for the way that this ended. This is the first book, the only book so far in the series. There is another one that's going to be coming next year, but like, that was rude. I don't think I've ever read like a first book in a series where like you have 0 satisfaction from like a lot of the buildup and things that are happening at the end, and then on top of that, like ending in a cliffhanger. It's like, what are you trying to do to me? Don't you want me to like read the next book? It was a little insane. The plot twist was pretty epic as well. This was a very easy book to read. I really loved like the magic system in this book. It's unlike anything that I've ever read before. It was very fast paced. I would have appreciated like a little bit more depth in it, but I did find myself really liking this. So for that reason, I'm at least giving it 4 stars. And then I spent the rest of the month reading Zodiac Academy. This series is massive. I think that this is like half of it right now. So I read the first 4 books. This book right here is the first book, but just told from the boys' point of view instead. So it's a complete like recounting of the first book, like the same storyline, everything, just retold from different people's point of view. But you guys know how I feel about this series. I have been either gushing, hating on it. My heart's been breaking over it. Like, it's just everything. It's a full roller coaster of emotions in all of my vlogs. I want to recommend it, and like, I think that you guys should read it, but like, if you start hating it, you cannot blame me. It is a completely addictive and binge-worthy series. It is so entertaining, and there are parts of it that are really funny too, but I just love that it is like a complete modern, sexier, darker version of Harry Potter. It is in like an academic setting, and the magic in this is just so cool because it's so much of it is based off of the zodiac and like astrology, but then there's like fae and orders and all like this other sort of magic in it. Like, the plots, man, I am really hooked on it. But I will warn you, it is also like a bully romance. So there is a lot of parts, especially in the first few books, that is bully heavy, and some parts of it was really hard to read. But man, it's just so good. You have like satisfying moments, but then you have like soul crushing moments too. And I feel like it typically leans more like soul crushing. Like, I want more of like the positive than the negative, and where I'm at now, it's leaning so much more on the negative, and I'm just like, come on, can't these characters catch a break? So I'm in it for the long haul, and these books are so good. I would say like, so far out of these ones that I've read, The Reckoning, the third book, is probably like my favorite one. But yeah, that is all of the books. That's all of the books that I read for the month of September. Okay, so I just finished, what's the book called? Fated Throne, the 6th book of Zodiac Academy, and I am on chapter 1, starting the 7th book, which is Heartless Sky. And it's officially really dark outside, so I wanted to set like my ambiance that I've been loving to do now that it's like getting dark super early, and like the whole setup I had during summer, it's not the same. So we're adjusting with the seasons, which is fantastic. So I still obviously have like my heated blanket. I like to have the window cracked open like a little bit just to have some like breeze. It's especially nice for like when it's raining, because then just the ambiance of the rain is quite nice. But I always have my essence, which hasn't changed. Is this slow-mo? And then I also have candles now burning, which is really nice. I have the lights on a little bit just so that the lighting works for filming right now, but I'll turn it off in a second so that you can see like the full effect. But I've been using a projector to turn on some ambiance from like YouTube, which I have been loving so much. I have like a full-blown playlist. Here it is, of all of the videos that I found that I like that sets the mood. There you go, it's playing right now. If you guys want, I can actually switch this playlist to being public so that you guys can also utilize this, but it's amazing. There's different videos in here that have like actual like jazz music and stuff like that. That's great for like working or like when you want to be more focused. But then there's also like calming videos of just like rain and thunderstorms or of the beach, like stuff like that. But I also just love it with the projector because then it puts it on like this huge screen, and then it feels like I'm in it, and it helps to like set the mood for a book that I'm reading too. Like if there's like a dark mysterious book, then it's kind of nice to have like the rain with the thunder. Or if I'm reading like a fantasy book, like putting some sort of like fantasy video on with like fantasy music and stuff like that. So it's amazing. I love it. I highly recommend it. This Enchanted Lake one I really like, so maybe we'll put this one on for now, and then maybe I'll switch it around or something like that while I'm reading. This one's nice because it has both like fairy fantasy music on part of it, but then the second half of it is more just like water noises, bird noises and stuff like that, which I really like. Let me turn off the light now and let's get cozy, maybe together, and read some. But I love you guys. I love you guys so much, and thanks so much for watching this vlog and spending the last couple of days with me. This has been such a great few days of just like fall vibes. I love it.